Hotel Echo Lima, Lima Oscar. Good evening again, and this time, welcome to another Premier League roundup of all of this weekend's Premier League games and all the goals from the division itself. From your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly DLG Reppin. So, allow me to say good morning to you guys. I'm aware that you may not be watching, or you may be watching. You could be listening to music as you're tidying up around the house. You could be doing some painting and decorating this morning. You could be out working. Or is it good afternoon? You could be out shopping, playing sports with friends or relatives, visiting the hospital to make sure you get better, or make sure you get your loved ones better. Or allow me to say good night and rest well from London, England, yeah? As it's been very hot, but not as hot as many other countries around the world, or some countries around the world. And I've got a bit of a toothache, so please bear with me. So before getting into the roundups, yeah, make sure you smash the thumbs up like button for me. Yeah, do that in abundance. Make sure you share this channel amongst your friends or your relatives, yeah. And if you're watching, yeah, share it amongst your make sure you share this channel virally and globally, especially amongst your friends and your relatives. And do make sure that if you're watching for the first time, yeah, that you share this channel amongst your friends and your relatives, and welcome on board. And then get your friends or your relatives to share it amongst their friends and relatives, if that makes sense. On top of that, yeah, if you've got a question about your team's performance, you've got a question about the board of your club or management, etc., drop it in the chat, yeah? So we have a discussion, and I will try my best to read out your questions, yeah? On top of that, yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel, yeah? I want 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, or the beginning of the new year, or maybe the middle of the new year. Over 1,000 subscribers would be superb. Get subscribing, and remember, if you subscribe, I'll shout you out, yeah? That's me showing you my love and support to you guys, my love and appreciation that you're supporting the channel, yeah? So let's keep it growing. So, without further ado, the first game of the Premier League weekend came from Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace v Arsenal. Fortunately, I had to go to a bar nearby that I didn't even know that it was a bar showing them the game between Crystal Palace and Arsenal, and it finished. Well, I'm not going to tell you what the score finished, but I'll tell you Arsenal, first 20 minutes, absolute dominance. They were sharp in their approach in terms of their performance off the ball. Very sharp, showed a lot of fitness levels, a lot of determination, commitment, and pressing the ball as a cohesive unit. And that comes from Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka. And we did not give Palace time to manoeuvre. And within the 20 minutes, we were 1-0 up. A corner on the right-hand side taken by Odegaard in swinger, headed back across goal by Zinchenko. And there was Gabriel Martinelli to nod home the opening Premier League goal of the campaign, 1-0. I think we had other chances as well. Zinchenko shot straight at Guaita. Gabriel Jesus, he did not get a goal, obviously, but for me, what he did in that game was absolutely exceptional. He ran at the Palace defence, even nutmegging a defender, and he created problems for them, along with Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. Well, not so much Martinelli. I thought when he got the goal, he was, anonymous at times. But that's with Gabriel Martinelli, having watched the highlights. And Crystal Palace in the second half, they piled on the pressure and forced Ramsdale into a good save, especially, both first and second half. Ramsdale made a good save from Odsonne Edouard, if that's correct. Yeah, Odsonne Edouard, He had a header well saved by Ramsdale, and Ramsdale pulled off another save in that second half to deny Eberechi Eze. And if Palace didn't take them opportunities, Arsenal may go up the other end and get the goal, and they did with a moment of good team build up. But for me, Palace did pile on the pressure before the killer goal, and the killer goal was an own goal where Saka is running direct at the left back, I believe, whips in the cross, and Gay gets his head on the end of it, but he slices it awfully wrong, and it ends up at the back of the net at the far post. And I think that killed the game off for Palace with 5 minutes to go, and Arsenal were definitely comfortable. And William Saliba, what a performance! I thought he was the best centre back in the game on that pitch, without a shadow of a doubt. And it was a 10 out of 10 Premier League debut performance. And you can see those 3 years he's been away on loan, you could see that he's matured within his growth of the game. And you could see that he reads the game exceptionally well. He's quick, physically tall, and very composed on the ball. So it's a good day. So it's a good all day round for Arsenal. A good all day. Good. Sorry, should I say a good all night rounder for the Arsenal? And as for Palace, maybe there wasn't enough intensity in their game on the night, and they didn't take their opportunities. And they've got 2-3 good attacking players in AU, Marteta, and Edouard. But nevertheless, Arsenal came away with the points. So it finished Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 2. All right, on to Saturday's 6 fixtures. The first one of the day was Fulham v Liverpool. Now, I'll tell you something. From the start to the finish, the start to the finish of the first half, Fulham were absolutely tremendous. And I mean, they were absolutely tremendous. I mean, their attitude off the ball when Liverpool had the ball in space, they did not allow Liverpool time to manoeuvre their style of play, orchestrate the fixture. Fulham made sure Liverpool were in the game. And even in the second half, they applied the same attitude as they did in the first. And in the first half, for me, you could see why Fulham deserved to be 1-0 up at half time. Got in the faces of Liverpool, basically made it very difficult for them to play out from the back. And big talking point of that first half was the goal that Mitrovic got. But for me, as the cross comes in, Trent Alexander-Arnold has been criticised for his defensive lapse of concentration, and yet again, he's allowed Mitrovic to get on the end of a header. And for me, if he concentrates on that, then that's a basic goal that Liverpool could have avoided. But give Mitrovic a tremendous amount of credit. He got above Alexander-Arnold and headed at the back stick there to make it 1-0 Fulham. And it stayed, Liverpool had to come out in the second half and produce a performance that would make sure Liverpool avoid defeat at the very least. And credit to Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, he made a substitution, Harvey Elliott and Nunes coming on. And it took Darwin Nunes 3 attempts to get a goal. And I think he could have scored a potential hat-trick there on another day. However, he got his first goal in English Premier League, and it was a well-taken goal. However, Fulham, to their credit, they did not allow their heads to drop, and that's partly because of Marco Silva on the touchline, encouraging these players to keep their heads up. They kept going, and Mitrovic, for me, wow, what an afternoon he had. Not only did he cause Virgil van Dijk problems in the air, but he was direct, brought his held the ball up well, brought his teammates into play, and the penalty, he won it himself, and he took it and scored it, and he deserved that. That was 2-1 Fulham. Then minutes later, like 10 minutes before, let's say 10 minutes before the full-time whistle. Liverpool get an equaliser. Long diagonal pass or long ball, not dealt with properly by the Fulham defence. And Darwin Núñez teed up Salah, and it was a tap-in for Salah not to miss. And tap-in that Salah took well, 2-2. And at the death, Jordan Henderson was unlucky not to score a brilliant long curling effort from 20 yards out that hit the bar, beat the goalkeeper all ends out. However, Fulham held on to get a result that they deserve, and maybe they deserve more on another day. However, it finished Fulham 2, Liverpool 2. Bournemouth v Aston Villa. For me, Bournemouth just been promoted from the Championship to the Premier League, and they've got off to a flying start. Pressed Aston Villa, showed more commitment, enthusiasm, and yeah, they were 1-0 up with 3 minutes of the start of the game. Jefferson Lerma with the first goal, first time strike on the left foot, through the bodies and into the back of the net. And Villa did respond quite well. Danny Ings having an effort on target, well saved by the keeper. And it remained 1-0 at half time, where Villa came out, applied themselves a lot better because Gerrard did not look he looked very angry, and you can understand why he was angry. The performance in that first half, where from his part of his team, was just totally unacceptable, and he had to make sure he had to make the right changes. And yeah, Villa were looking for the equaliser. Bournemouth defended as well as they did, and in the end they got the killer goal. O'Keefe, 6'6" striker, free header at the back stick, heads it at the back of the net at the far post, and that's the game killed off for Aston Villa. So it finished Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 0. Leeds United v Wolves. Well, it was a game that Leeds United started off brightly, but Wolves took the lead after they grew into the game, and they did grow into the game, and yeah, they got a lead that they deserved. But to Leeds' credit, they kept going, and I think they got an equaliser that they deserved in the second half. Rodrigo with the goal, and the American international Anderson, he gets the winning goal, even though Wolves applied themselves so well. I mean, Bruno Lage was possibly upset with Jesse Marsch and vice versa, but you know, both managers didn't really want to talk about the situation. So at the end of the day, they've accepted the result, and Leeds have got the 3 points they deserved in the end. So it finished Leeds United 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Next game, Newcastle United v Nottingham Forest. I think it was a game that Nottingham Forest were favourites to. Newcastle were favourites to win, and you could see Bruno Guimaraes. He is a vital player for them. You know, he sees passes that nobody in the black and white shirt sees, and his passing was causing Forest a hell of a lot of problems. To be fair, Forest defended as well as they could, and did well to go in at halftime 0-0. However, Newcastle came out, did the same thing again, piled on the pressure, and Fabian Schär, what a strike from long range on the right hand side, could have more than 20 yards out, and he buried it top corner past the goalkeeper's near post there, but it was a phenomenal strike. And then Newcastle rounded it up by getting an all-important second goal, which was scored by Callum Wilson. And a very good goal, deft chip. Can't complain about that. Forest did look threatening on a counter-attack at times, but just didn't do enough to get anything out of the game. So it finished Newcastle United 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Next game I'm going to talk about is Tottenham Hotspur v Southampton. I think Southampton started the first 10, 15 minutes as a brighter team. James Ward-Prowse got on the end of a cross, and what a sublime finish by the England international. For me, he's got to be in that England squad for the World Cup in Qatar. He's one of the best. He's probably the best set piece taker in the Premier League right now. And for me, he hasn't decided on his future as such, because he feels that he owes Southampton some time, maybe borrow time. But he got on to the end of a fine finish. But the lead didn't last no longer than 10 minutes because Tottenham equalised. Who was the goal scorer? Oh, there was a goal fest there. Oh, do excuse me. Yeah, there was a goal fest, and Tottenham were in the end of it. I think Eric Dyer. No, not Eric Dyer. Who got the goal for Tottenham? Well, Tottenham got the equaliser, and yeah, it's richly rewarded. And then they were Ryan Sessegnon. That's it. Cross comes in on the right. I don't know why the left back is showing Kulusevski on his left foot, but he did. Whips in an in-swinging cross. Who's there? Ryan Sessegnon arriving late to head home the equaliser. And then another headed goal. Again, not getting goal side of your opponent. The cross is an in-swinging cross on the left from a right-footed player. And Eric Dyer is allowed the time and space for a diving header at the back stick, at the back post, should I say, 1-0. Tottenham were in second gear in that second half, and you could see there was always going to be one winner. They've created a number of opportunities before then. I mean, him and Son in the first half showed how selfish he can be when he should have laid off a pass for Harry Kane to get onto the score sheet. And Harry Kane was right to give him a hell of a rollicking because he deserved it. However, it didn't matter because Tottenham were 2-1 up at half time. And if you look at the second half, as I said, yeah, I have to mention that Tottenham were in second gear. And, well, Salisu, who I just don't rate the guy at all. He had an opportunity to clear the ball from a left sided cross. He's put his left foot at it to clear it with his left, and I'm like, you've got to use your right foot, and he's got it so horribly wrong, and he conceded the own goal. And then Kulusevski from the nice finish, a nice 1-2 with I've forgotten who it wasn't. I don't know if it was Lucas Moura, but it was a nice 1-2 with a Tottenham winger, a Tottenham player on the right, and opens his body up, places it at the far post, 4-1, game done. So it finished Spurs 4, Southampton 1. Next game at Goodison Park, which involved Everton versus Chelsea. It was, it was. I think it was a game that Chelsea were favourites to win. They created the opportunities. Everton, on the other hand, they were on the back foot for the first, let's say, 15 to 20 minutes from gathering from what I was seeing. And Chelsea get a first half penalty, and well taken by Jorginho, sent Pickford the wrong way. I think Everton had to apply some pressure in the second half, and to an extent, I think they did. But I think Chelsea held on to get the win, and they could have wrapped it up with a couple of chances of their own. But I think in the end, Chelsea were they just about deserved to win the game, or maybe they didn't enough to win the game. So for me, it finished Everton 0, Chelsea 1. I can't really say too much on that, but what I can say is, Chelsea were always looking superior compared to Everton again. And again, there were times where Everton were fragile at the back and they could struggle again this season, whereas Chelsea are expected to challenge in the top 4 or top 3 area. So moving on to Sunday's games, Leicester City v Brentford. For me, this is a fixture that Yuri Tillemans was involved in, because his future is up in the air at the moment. And there's a possibility, there's more than a possibility, he could be moving to North London. Anyway, less said about that. Looking on his performance, I thought he had a good game. He had 2 good long range shots. The second one, well, hitting the post, and I thought it was unlucky not to score. However, yeah, Leicester's dominance in the first half paid off, and an in-swinging corner met by Timothy Castagna to head at the back post, 1-0 to Leicester. And in the second half, Leicester started off the brighter of the two teams. An misplaced pass by Ben Mee led to a beautiful goal scored by Keenan Dewsbury Hall, and it was a fine first time strike from up to 20 odd yards out, 22 yards out, let's say, and keeper had no chance. And you have to give credit to Brentford. They could have had their heads down and given up, but they kept going. I mean, I think in the first half, should I say, Leicester maybe deserved them to be 1-0 up at half time, but I think Brentford gave a good account of themselves, and Ivan Toney was unlucky not to score. And this is a guy who's always a handful, and he's always going to be in there to be a goal threat. And in the second half, he gets his reward. A cross pass came into the box. Toney controlled it superbly well, held off the physical challenge of Amate, and struck it on his left foot inside the penalty area, 2-1, and it was game on. And then I think one of the most brilliant moments in football, where Justice Silva, he's weaving and dribbling against a Leicester City defender. The run was made by a Brentford player for him to go inside and unleash a curling effort. And that was, for me, another brilliant goal. I mean, you could see the emotion in that celebration, because he's been out with a hip injury for up to 18 months. So for him to come back into the team and get a goal like that, I think that's fitting for him and his teammates and the Brentford fans. However, it finished Leicester City 2, Brentford 2. Next game, Manchester United v Brighton of Albion. The first half, Manchester United were just not at the races. If anything, Brighton were superb, especially Danny Welbeck. I mean, he held the ball up well, caused all ends of problems for Martinez and Maguire, made intelligent runs, and he made the run that teed up the first goal for Pascal Gross. And even before the goal, you could see Brighton's intention was to put pressure on Manchester United players, Manchester United defenders who have the ball, and they did just that. And in nearly 30 seconds into the game, Leandro Trossard hits the side netting after closing down, I believe, Harry Maguire. And then if you look at the first goal, Maguire was playing Danny Welbeck onside. He's gone in behind the defence. A low cross pass, and Gross was never going to miss from there. 1-0 Brighton, and deservedly so. And then 9 minutes later, a fine bit of football from Brighton. They turned defence into attack in a matter of seconds, and well, I think who is it? I think a Brighton player cuts inside, unleashes a left-footed shot, well saved by De Gea, but Fred was sleeping, and Gross was on hand to put Brighton 2-0 up. I mean, Brighton are definitely in dreamland at the moment. They're 2-0 up at half time, and rightfully so. Very deservedly, very worthy of their lead at half time. Manchester United came out and they had to apply as much pressure as possible, should I say, and apply the pressure they did. And a set piece situation which was meant to be cleared accidentally. Well, I think Leandro Trossard tried to clear the ball, but the keeper palmed it onto his shin, and it ended up in the back of the net. Oh, it was McAllister. Sorry, McAllister tried to get the clearance away, but the keeper beat it to him by palming the ball onto his leg, and the ball rippling in the back of the net. Now, Manchester United are in the ascendancy, and you can see the pressure they were putting on. But credit to Brighton's defenders, especially their back three and Lewis Dunk. They defended superbly well and counter-attacked equally as well as they defended, and they were worthy of the victory at the end of the day. So it finished Manchester United 1, Brighton and Albion 2, and that is their first win against Manchester United in the league away from home. Congratulations, Brighton and Albion there. West Ham United against Manchester City. For me, Manchester City were odds-on favourite from the start. Although West Ham started off brightly the first 5, maybe 10 minutes, but that was just it. And then once Manchester City found their rhythm, there was only one winner, and Haaland looked very sharp on Sunday, and you could see yesterday afternoon he looked very sharp, and a great through ball by Gundogan, and Haaland showed a yard as well. He showed immaculate speed, and he got there to the ball before Areola, and Areola brings him down. Easy penalty for the referee, and Haaland, wow, what composure to take the penalty at the back stick in off the post and into the back of the net. Man City 1-0 up, and deservedly so. West Ham did show some fight, I suppose, but not enough fight. And, well, Man City were always in control. Second half, you could see why Man City are champions. Possession, they are so immaculate. And Kevin De Bruyne unlucky not to tee up Gundogan for another assist. And I think Gundogan should have scored, even though as the ball comes in from a low cross pass, Haaland launches onto it, he misses it. Gundogan gets onto it, and he should have had that ball on target into the back of the net. However, it mattered because Kevin De Bruyne was allowed time and space to look up, see the run of Haaland, play him in, and my word, the pace that he showed within 10 yards, he left the West Ham defence and slotted in at the far post on his left peg. 2-0, well taken goal, and his father was well pleased, I'll tell you that now. And West Ham didn't really recover from that. So, Man City, job done. It finished West Ham United 0, Manchester City 2. And that's the end of my roundup. Otherwise, ladies to the boys, ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, once again, I thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Saving the best to last. I thank you so much for putting up with me. I hope you've enjoyed my roundup. Otherwise, do remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please do all of that for me, yeah? Also, take care of your friends, take care of your families, take care of yourselves. Stay safe. It's hotter where you are in the afternoon, whatever you're doing. Drink loads of water. Peace, love, and bliss again. Remember, DLG repping. We'll talk again. And once again, remember, always be nice.